Hello everyone, I welcome you to Mordor, formerly known as Oregon, since apparently we are just getting 100-degree weather now. Seriously though, I hope you guys are all having a fantastic weekend so far, and hopefully it's not as hot where you are. It's supposedly, we are supposed to be getting cooler weather starting next week, like lower 80s, upper 70s, which is more typical for Oregon, and I can't wait because I am dying. So of course, since it's too hot outside to do anything whatsoever, not that I would anyway, it is a perfect opportunity to stay inside and read. So I thought I would share with you guys what I'm reading this weekend and doing and all of that good stuff. So the first book that I am reading is going to be my main read this weekend is City of Lies by Sam Hawke. I was sent this book by Tor a couple months ago, and I started it in June and I set it down because I was having a hard time with it, and I picked it back up again and I'm still struggling with it. I'm finding the book to be incredibly slow. I'm just having the hardest time getting into the story and the plot. I feel like for a 560-page book, not much is happening, and that this could have very easily have been a 250, 300-page book. So I'm just having a really hard time getting invested into the story because I'm like, okay, can something happen now? The other thing that I'm struggling with is that this book is split between two character perspectives of Kalina and Joven, and they are brother and sister. But to me, they kind of read the same. Like, they don't have, their personality doesn't feel that different, and so sometimes when I'm reading a chapter, if I forget and like stop in the middle of a chapter and pick the book back up, I'll forget which chapter I'm reading, and that's kind of another little thing that I'm kind of struggling with while I'm reading the story. Plot itself is kind of an intriguing plot. It's about a city that is under siege. The chancellor was killed, as well as the man who is basically in charge of proofing all of his food. And that man who was in charge of proofing his food, Eaton, was Joven and Kalina's uncle. Joven is his apprentice, the one supposed to be taking over for the chancellor's heir. So this book follows Joven, his sister Kalina, who was once supposed to be the proofer, but she has a chronic illness and it deals with chronic pain, and she was unable to complete her duties as a proofer. So Joven stepped in, and Joven also struggles with OCD. And then in addition to those two characters, this story also follows Tane, who is the heir of this city. So the city is under siege. The chancellor and their uncle Eaton, the original proofer, have been killed, and they're trying to figure out who killed them, as well as trying to break the siege and try and prevent as many deaths from happening. So it's kind of like a murder mystery, fantasy, political intrigue kind of a thing, but I'm really bored. I'm having a really hard time with it. I'm almost halfway through with it, as you guys can see, and part of me doesn't really want to keep reading it, but I feel like I'm so invested at this point that I need to continue. So we'll see how I feel at the end of this weekend. It's taking me forever to read, and it's really painful. And I really wanted to enjoy it because everybody has seemed to love this book, including Robin Hobb, but I guess it's just not for me. The next book that I want to pick up if I ever finish City of Lies or decide to just stop reading it is The Poppy Orb, R.F. Kuang. I have heard amazing things about this story. I cannot wait to read it. I'm really loving Asian-inspired fantasy stories, and I really, really want to get to this one. And a lot of people who have similar reading tastes to me and whose reviews I trust have really enjoyed it, so I'm excited to check it out for myself. So this is my next read that I'm going to be picking up, hopefully this weekend or next week. And then the next one is nothing new to my channel whatsoever, but it is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I am starting over and going to try to complete this time my reread of the Realm of the Elderlings books. I haven't done a full reread since the final book came out, Assassin's Fate, so I want to reread and get through them all now that I have all of the books in this realm, and I'm very excited to do so. It's going to be a big buddy read with some of my BookTube D&D friends, and I can't wait to see what they're going to think about it, and I think it'll continue to keep me motivated to kind of continue with my reread of these stories. But really, I just can't wait to be back with Fitz and the Fool because they are fantastic. And in case you're wondering, this is the 20th anniversary edition of Assassin's Apprentice. They came out with these editions for the first trilogy. I wish they would have done all of them, but alas, they did not. Anyway, it's just so pretty. Look at this. So I use this one when I reread because I love it so much. Look, Buckkeep. It's so pretty, guys. So those are my main reads for this weekend and into next week. My other plans consist of playing BookTube D&D tomorrow. The game that I'm a part of is at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. I will link the channel down below. Be sure to check it out because we play every Sunday. There's another game that goes on at 12:30 Pacific time. I'm not a part of that one, but it's still fun to watch. So be sure to check out the channel. It's there's a lot of banter and things that go on, and the campaign that I'm a part of is booktube and book inspired, so there's a lot of little Easter eggs, references to books and other booktubers and things like that, and things are apparently about to get pretty epic, so it's gonna be a great time. And aside from BookTube D&D, I'm going to be filming this weekend. Aside from this video, I am filming my book haul, which will be going up on Monday. I haven't done one in a couple of months. I didn't do one in June, and I have a lot of books to share, which is exciting. And I'm also going to be practicing piano this weekend. I recently got back into teaching myself to play piano because I kind of stopped for several months and I missed it, and I got back into it. So I've really actually been enjoying practicing, and I've been making some fairly good progress. And right now I'm currently just trying to work on switching between the C major and G7 chords, which is really hard to do for me in one song because there's like a lull in the music as I try to reposition my fingers. That's currently what I'm working on. So I'll definitely be doing some more practicing. And then, I don't know, whatever else comes to me this weekend, I might try to color. I've missed coloring, but part of me is intimidated because I keep seeing all of these amazing colorists out there. And I get frustrated because I cannot achieve the level of artistry that I want. Like, what's in my head never comes out on the paper, and then I just feel frustrated. But I need to get over that and just get back to coloring and kind of get over what my mind is telling me. But so that might happen as well. We'll see. And I know as well that somebody is probably going to ask, I am aware that Booktubeathon is next week, but alas, I am not going to be joining in. It's really hard if you work a full-time job, have a long commute such as what I have, and it's month-end close for me, so it's going to be an extremely busy week. I will not be joining in on the Booktubeathon. I might try to do some of the Instagram challenges, but all of the reading I am not going to be able to do. I know some people are like, oh yeah, do audiobooks, but I have a really hard time with audiobooks. My mind just gets really active, and I have a hard time focusing on what's being said. And also, I don't like to listen to music or have earbuds in my ears when I'm commuting on the train because I like to be aware of my surroundings. So that's not gonna happen. But it's okay. I'm still gonna get some reading done. It just won't be part of the Booktubeathon. So yeah, it's gonna be a fairly busy weekend and week, but I think it will be good all around. All right, guys, that is it for today's Weekend Reads video. I hope you guys enjoy seeing what I'm up to and reading and all of that good stuff. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Until next time, happy reading. Bye.